think we're live. It didn't tell me. I usually wait for...
offline.
It does?
I got the notification, but it says you're up. Now it says you're online. Okay, you figure you're on now.
Is it...
I'm on Twitch.
I'm having a day already. All right, Siren Squad, here's the deal. Yesterday, I didn't stream because, well, I did not feel well, and I have... Some days, I just have to take it really easy. Anyways, also, we didn't post Monday's stream up on YouTube because we decided it was just too heated for the community over on YouTube. Maybe we should keep some of the stuff over here on Twitch because it's more, I don't know, I feel like Twitch has more of a, it's a different market. Let's just put it that way. Twitch is it's a different market, right? Is that a good way to put it, IG?
Hold on 1 second. I have a glitch that's happened. Okay. Sorry. What was that?
I was talking about how we didn't post Monday's broadcast over onto YouTube because Twitch is just a different market. We thought it was more suited for that. So it's highlighted and it's over here on Twitch, but it is probably not going up on YouTube because, you know, I had to let some shit out and we're good now. We're moving along in life. I'm really excited. So I don't know how it's going to work because IG and BK have a job this weekend. I'm still trying to get one though. So that's on my docket for today is to spruce up my, to really dive into, because so far I've been putting in applications at my choice places and then that I really, really would want to work. But after that, we're going to have to just throw at whatever sticks and work my way up. So, why does it feel like my mouse mat is damp? Anyways, so I decided kind of to take yesterday and just chill overall. And then, so we're already on to Wednesday. Wow, it's already Wednesday. That's amazing. So Sunday, I'm supposed to go to a concert. I can't wait for that. I'm hoping that LP and I get to go. But it's all going to depend because BK and IG will be working and somebody's got to be, you know, hey, at least I have the right color Jeep for being a taxi driver.
Bruh.
Just turn it into cash cab. Only people got to pay me for my advice. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
That's crazy.
You want unsolicited advice? $5. I'll give you a ride and give it to you.
Welcome to the
You want to learn? You want to learn how to absolve yourself from the witchcraft wizardry of narcissism and you know, go through all kinds of troubles in life and then still find your happy place? Sure, I can tell you it'll only take 5 minutes. Walk the fuck away. Moving on. $5 for that best bit of advice. No, so I'm gonna have to really do some job hunting today, just because. Even though, I mean, some days I get scared about it and I worry because it's like, I mean, am I ready? Am I ready? I don't know if I'm ready or not, but what I do know is that I do love interacting with people socially. I do love having purpose and I just don't like being tied to my computer screen. So there's that, which is also a great incentive for me to keep these streams a little bit shorter because I cannot go through and have to. I had gone through on Monday and I captioned and whatever, and just listening and just making sure that captions and subtitles come across correctly on my long rant on Monday. And then Premiere Pro crashed on me and I was like, I'm done. So I started my day today. I didn't even tell you this yet, IG, but I started my day today because I woke up from bad dreams. Guess what I was dreaming about?
What?
Halloween.
Bruh.
That might sound scary to everybody else, but it's just the people who were in my dream that fucking horrify me. So, it wasn't scary for any. It was real life monsters. Yeah. Whoa! Walmart just started their own ducky line?
Bruh.
Toy Mendress Luxe Rubber Ducks assortment. Now on sale at Walmart. Oh, dear God. Okay. I want to become a duck collector. It's a thing I want to do. Oh yeah, I don't know if you saw this either, but did you know that your freaking controller went on sale all the way down to $64 or whatever?
Yeah, I did tell you that. I did see that.
That was nice. That was nice. Very, very nice. Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, some days, IG, I'm kind of excited about you moving out.
What the fuck?
Some days it's like, not just you, all of you. I'm ready.
Oh,
I'm ready. Right. I'm ready for birds to fly the nest. Oh, speaking of which, that's what I was telling cousin yesterday. I was like, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I was like, it's time for these little birds to fly the fuck out of mama's nest. I was like, it's just time. It's just the way it needs to go. And I'm very excited for it. I'm not going to lie. The more I think about it, the more I get excited about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to miss you and everything. It's not about that. It's just about this is the natural order of life. And, you know, I gave my whole life to being a dedicated wife and mom. And now I'm just ready to not have to keep doing the family management level of stuff. Like, I would have thought that, I always thought I needed somebody to take care of in order to be happy. Def not that. So, it's a beautiful day out, by the way. I got some nice sun this morning. Daisy's got some things going on. I'm going to have to become a mechanic. Like, I'm going to have to look up things. So that's on my list of things to do today. Does anybody know a good book called, How to Love Your Jeep Properly? So you're not, bad at it. No, I checked her transmission fluid yesterday and her oil. And I'm like, okay, this is all fine. So something else is going on. And my mechanic is sick right now. So it makes me scared to drive her because what if? And I don't like to live in fear. It's not my style. It's not my favorite thing to do by any means. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, that's adorable. There is a police dog on the Nueces County precinct that is named Thor. I'm sorry, I just came across it. Sorry, ADD, guys. I have it. It's a real thing. So, I was supposed to go back up to San Antonio. I've talked about it a couple times, but it's getting further and further, and I don't think I can go much longer without going and finding a new therapist. So, I'm gonna be doing that, I think, and I'm probably not going to be going up to San Antonio because here is the thing that Here's the thing that I am so proud of that I have found in my recovery, okay? Where I used to need to argue, validate, and need to really truly prove my point, now it's more about letting bad shit out of my head. When I got to talk about it, it's not about that. It's not about me needing to convince anybody else. I don't need to. I know exactly what I've been through. And now I've got such a better idea of the people that I have interacted with. So when I was met with a very fucking obviously gaslighting lie yesterday by somebody I interact with, it's crazy because there is no emotional, what used to hurt in that area because I've grown so much and now I recognize the behaviors and I'm no longer afraid, it's really about breaking the codependency. That's the hugest thing. But it's so funny because I had such a different reaction yesterday. It was just like, really? I mean, usually I would argue about, I would present an argument or maybe even become accusatory. And you know what the fun part is? I don't give a fuck anymore. I straight up just don't give a fuck. So instead of sit and try to figure it out or plead my case or have any fucking conversation about it, I'm just like, whatever. And I go about my life. And it was one of the most empowering and invigorating things because it came so naturally for the first time ever in my life. And after everything that I even most recently had been through, it was, I literally was just like, bro thinks I'm an idiot. And then I went on with my shit. It's fucking great. That is how we reclaim life, chat. That right there is to know that you just are like, nah. We've reached a point where there are people in this world that aren't even worth my words. And that, never thought I'd see the day. Never thought I'd see the day that I'd rather respond to something in silence than run my mouth. That's new. But felt good. It felt good because it didn't derail my day. It didn't upset me. It didn't frustrate me. It didn't scare me. It didn't anything. I just don't fucking care anymore. Like, I legitimately am only on a path where I am truly only worrying about myself. I mean, don't get me wrong. I made sure I got up this morning and I've made sure all the kids are taken care of, even though, 3/4 of them are adults and can take care of themselves. I've done those things. Well, half of them are able of taking care of themselves. Half of them are. There's the one adult that's going to need some care for life, thankfully. Thankfully though, I think he'll do much better and I think he'll become a lot more self-sufficient getting away from me. Because, as a mom, sometimes you just got to know when to stop mothering. When mothering becomes smothering, it needs to end, And kids reach a point where they got to be able to make their own choices and they got to be able to do their own shit. And, after you've been through, so our family's been through trauma the way it is, it's very hard not to want to have a certain level of sense of control, So, but anyhow, I spent yesterday, because I was kind of having a harder day and not feeling well and dealing with, because sometimes I do just get really angry at what's gone on in the past. Sometimes I think about certain things and it just does fill me with a certain level of anger and whatever. But I'm really happy to report that it's getting less, it's shorter lived. There's no vengeance. I am talking about all these things, not because I want to make everybody else's life horrible, but because they all wanted me to stay silent. And now I'm sitting here with I've got my kids, but I have no support group. The support group that I built in the form of family and friends over the last, basically fucking 30 years is no longer. I outgrew them. That's what it is. The truth is that they're all immature and they're not willing to own their shit, and they'd rather play mind games than, work on being a healthier individual. And I mean, there's a lot of people out there that go through some shit, and that's where they end up feeling that they're comfortable, is by sitting and, doing what they know instead of trying to learn something new. And I've always been one that has been on a course of wanting to self-reflect and, just better myself. Although I did read something very interesting today, and I was going to share this with you. Let me see if I took screenshots of it so I could share it with you, because this is what I actually figured out in regards to when we were at Night Stars. I was what the heck? Oh, screenshots aren't in there. My bad. But I was one of the things that I talked a lot about is the fact that my positivity and being a cheerleader the way I was may have been somewhat annoying for her, or, because I've mentioned that a couple of times, right? So here, let me find this. Because I found this really cool article, and it was called, here we go. Did I not save it? Oh, I'm going to be upset if I didn't save it. I thought I sent it to you. But it was 7 reasons to leave, 7 friends to walk away from. And there was all kinds of stuff on there that was maybe I did send it to you. But there was all kinds of stuff on there that, 7 types of friends and family members not worth keeping in your life. I found it. All right, there it is. Okay, so I found this, and I want to read this. This is an article by Farley Ledgerwood in Global English Editing. Okay, it's online, right? It was published July 1st, 2025. All right. So it talks about, here are 7 friends that you should walk away from. Okay. And I'm not going to read all the definitions and everything out of it. But so the constant critic is pretty obvious. Anybody that just constantly criticizes everything you do. That's pretty obvious, right? The energy vampire. That one. Okay, this one, people may not even realize is happening to them though. But it's just somebody who drains your energy and just leaves you feeling more exhausted and emotionally depleted every time you interact with them. Okay? I've been there. All right, the fair weather friend is pretty self-explanatory. That's number 3. All right, the one that only comes by when it's convenient for them. The guilt tripper. I think we've all had one of those where somebody, Power Gain's great at this. He's like, well, I'm not going to be able to be online again forever. Better watch it, Power Gain. You're on this list. No. But then he's like, well, I'm not going to be able to play games. And then we're like, well, I'm sorry, we're not able to do it right now either, But it's I'm not going to feel guilty because, my schedule doesn't adhere with yours. There just comes a point where you're like, sorry, So, but okay, so the guilt tripper, the self-centered star. Now, this one kind of offended me. I'm not going to lie, because I know you mean I don't think the world revolves around me. However, I very much do like being the center of attention. So there's a difference. I don't like labeling people that think that the world revolves around them as being a self-centered star. They're just self-centered. Self-centered stars. Well, I guess self-centered. I'm just a star. There we go. Never mind. I found my way around it. I'm just the life of the party. It's who I am. I can't help it. But this is the one that hit me. Okay? The eternal optimist. And this one I will read because this is what I am guilty of. This is how I did a disservice to my friends that were in my circle when I wanted to show love and support. Okay? And this is what I came to this conclusion, and now here it is in front of me. It says, surprised? We usually think of optimism as a good thing, but hear me out. There's a big difference between being positive and being unrealistically optimistic. The latter can make us feel like our problems aren't valid or serious. I'm talking about those friends who dismiss our struggles with a simple look on the bright side, or it could be worse. While they mean well, their constant dismissal can be invalidating and harmful. It's okay to feel down sometimes, and it's important to have friends who recognize this and allow us to express our feelings without judgment or dismissal. If you have one of those in your life who's constantly dismissing your struggles with unrealistic positivity, it may be worth reconsidering their place in your life. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of this. I am absolutely, not anymore. Now, now I don't think so. Because now there's more anger in my heart than I've probably had in years because of what all has happened. And I'm dealing with it. And I think, some days are better than others, but the optimism is definitely gone. I used to be so optimistic, but I also realized through my trauma that my friend who I was trying to help with trauma, how annoying it must have been because I had no idea what her struggles truly were. And I was just like, don't worry, we're here to support you. You can get through this. You can do anything. Just put your mind to it. No, man, you're in those darkness areas, actually that's not what you need. Sometimes you need somebody to look at you and be like, look, this life fucking blows. What are you gonna do about it? There's nothing you can do about it. It's gonna fucking suck tomorrow, possibly. Maybe it sucks right now today. Maybe it's gonna suck for the next couple of years, but the only way you're gonna get out of it is to help yourself. That is the real truth. But at least you're not dismissing and being like, everything is so great and look at the bright side. At least you still have X, Y, and Z. Nah, bro. Nah. The real truth, sometimes people just need to be hit with a truth bomb. And the real truth is people fucking suck. You think you know them and they're gonna change. They're not going to be the same people. I just learned how people can put on facades for fucking almost 20 years and make you think they're somebody that they're not. Just lies. Imagine lying that long. I got other ones that lie to me just on the flip of a moment, thinking that I'm going to be too stupid to figure it out, when I've always known it all along. Just chose to accept it. Why I would accept people's lies, I don't fucking know. But I did. We both know I chose to accept lies. And then occasionally the lie would get too bad, and then I would explode, and then I would think we're making progress. But now, I just don't care. I don't care. So, you think you lied to me and I didn't catch it, or I didn't notice. Highly unlikely. More inclined to be like, not worth my time anymore. I'm not invested. I don't want to I'm not going to sit and hold people's hands and walk them around to being honest. It's the stupidest shit in the world to lie about. I'm going right back through it again. And I'm so glad that, I am stronger now that I'm not just going to sit here and roll my eyes and shut my mouth anymore. Sorry, I was taking this for my soda, but I won't. I will. I'm not going to roll my eyes and shut my mouth and accept it. I'm going to roll my eyes, shut my mouth, and walk the fuck away. I'm so done with it. And moments like that, like moments like what we dealt with yesterday, those are the moments where I really can't wait because, I think that whether I want to admit it or not, I've stayed in my marriage for my children far longer. I thought we were working through things. But when all of it came to a head, like everything hit the fan, and our life we suffered a family trauma event, okay? And when that freaking happened, I've been sugarcoating and trying to work through things so much in our life that now the only difference now is I don't have the drive to want to. I was so indebted and I was so proud of being a wife and mother. I was so proud of how our family was. And I guess pride, whatever, because to see where it's gone now and even though, here's the deal. I am very happy at the dynamic of which my ex-husband and I conduct things overall. But then when old behaviors that I see pop up because he's a lot more willing, I don't matter as much to him anymore. So he's a lot more willing to run, because he used to be like that all the time, right? And so when I experience his behavior now from this side of the fence, I'm just sitting there and shaking my head like, oh no, fucker. I don't even have time. I just ignore it. I just ignored it. I have literally, he was like, hey, can you give me a call when you get back to the house? Nope, not calling, not doing it. Nope, I know exactly what went on. Try to pull the wool over my eyes. If this man here thinks that he can lie to me and I'm not smart enough to figure it out, that's funny. I guess he really learned nothing during the whole duration of our marriage. But what he does count on is me reacting in some sort of manner that gives him a validation that I still care. That's really what I think it boils down to. Like, will she notice? Will she question me? Will she still care? No. I will just walk the fuck away and put more and more and more distance between it, because I will not sit and do this shit again. I was proud of being a dutiful wife, and I was proud of my family and raising them, but my children are damn near adults now. And being a wife didn't get me shit in life. And that is no longer that is not what I want. I don't want to take care of people anymore. They all, like, every person that I have ever offered, whatever level of assistance, that's just another freaking scar of a knife in my back. That's all that it's ever done. So, will I, stand by and do my best to watch people support themselves? Absolutely, for the rest of time, no matter who they are. Will I offer my empathy, my love, and my compassion to anyone that is not helping themselves actively already? Fuck no. Never again. I seriously am at a point where, like, this is why I think I'm going to be single forever. Like I don't think that I'll ever have the patience to put in a, like the work that you saw me put in. Like, IG has kind of been throughout the years, like, I'm not getting married because I see how much work that shit is. Well, I'm not sure that it's supposed to be that much work. It's supposed to be work, and learning to, coexist in those levels with somebody is definitely, I think that some of us, especially if we started off too young, we end up in bad habits because we don't even know. We're not even mature enough to really have gained the ability to conduct ourselves in a mature and healthy manner for, because your dad and I have been together since I was 18. So, I'm fixing to be 43. So, I definitely wasn't, mature enough. But while I was trying to grow and change and do all of those things, it truly feels like that part of it was alone. I was the one making sacrifices. I was the one, I was constantly, and that's part of my codependency. I was never good enough for my father. So watch me try to be everything that person needs me to be, right? And that is so out the window. I am a loudmouth, vulgar, annoying chick who will speak her mind. And what is gone is that drive. I have lost my, will to want to be a, helpful ray of sunshine in the world. I will stand by, and I will, like I said, I would have no problem being a great support mechanism for people who are already working on helping themselves. But what I used to do is try to help people like I was able to do it. And the truth is, some people are really happy just being miserable. Well, they're not happy. They're not happy, obviously, right? But they're not miserable enough that they're going to make a change in themselves. Some of them aren't strong enough. Don't get me wrong. When I first started this journey of trying to heal, looking in the mirror and being like, "It's pretty fucked up about you. Yeah, you're kind of a psycho here. Maybe you need to tone it back." And then learn what healthy behaviors were, so I wasn't acting in manners that was, hurting other people or whatever, and trying to learn that, dynamic. But I was doing it all alone. So when all the shit hit the fan and I was unable to emotionally regulate, it's like the balance was so thrown off. But here's the deal. Nobody else had been on that journey with me, because you have to do it for yourself. So even though I'd been married for 24 years, he wasn't on the same journey as I was. He was not over there he told me himself, he was feeling happy and content in the way that our life had gone because he was happy. Well, I busted my ass and suffocated myself for that in a lot of ways, and that was my choice. And I thought I was doing the right thing until I needed to lean on him, and he was nowhere to be found. And then I, go to the next person I think I can lean on, and they take advantage of me to the way that they did with all their lies and games and just, whatever, to the point where now I'm sitting here and it's like, I need a whole new slate. I need a whole new life. I need a whole new, I need new friends. There are very few people that I plan to take with me from my past into my future. It's just the truth. There's just no room for them anymore, because I spent 20 years growing. And even though I got PTSD and trauma because of an event, I'm not going to wait for them to catch up to me as I'm working my ass off to get healthier. Love isn't enough. what I want isn't enough. None of that is enough, because anybody that makes me feel worse versus how often they give me, enjoyment really has no place in my life. And unfortunately, these people have all acted in ways that I now understand that my trust, sometimes you can rebuild it. Okay. Sometimes you forgive people. Like I've forgiven my father for everything he's, done in my life. He doesn't really know that. I'm never going to chase him down and tell him that. But that's for me, right? What I'm really struggling with here is, I don't think I'm going to be able to forgive Xavier. And for those of you that are watching, just so you know, we've changed the names of the people involved in here because I'm already working on Siren story. So everybody's got a name, and I'm doing my best to make sure that while I tell my story, it still remains my story, while protecting the privacy of the people involved. Because, I want to do that because I want to do that. But yeah, no, I don't think that, when it comes to Xavier, I just don't think that I don't know if I'll ever reach that point of true forgiveness, which makes me a little sad because true forgiveness is for us. But I think it's going to take me a really long time to wrap my head around the level of, I don't even know how to put it. I mean, it's dishonesty, but I'm disrespect.
Crazy bullshit, bad shit, crazy.
Yeah.
Case freaking spiral of circusry of marble races.
I mean, that works. I guess that works. Sure, that works. Anyways, but yeah, no, I just don't know if I'll ever be able to, do it. What I do know is I'll be able to ignore it. I'm not going to carry it and let it carry me with I'm not going to let it be a negativity in my life. I'm going to be able to let it go. I'm just not sure that's the same as forgiveness, I just don't think it's the same. I think that there is a difference between forgiveness and acceptance. And the difference is that sometimes you have to accept that people are shits and they're just never going to change, which means that you don't need to absolve them of what they've done. And forgiveness is when maybe people don't realize how much of a shit they're being. See, with Xavier, I believe he knows exactly what kind of a game he was running on me, and he just lost control of it because he did. With my father, sometimes I think he just didn't know how to be a good father. I really do. I think that, I think he learned his behaviors, and I highly doubt that most of the women he's inflicted problems on in his life because it's different. As my dad, that's my dad, When you're in an intimate partner relationship with somebody, all right, that is a completely different thing. It's a completely different dynamic, and maybe that's why I feel the way I do, which makes me want to pray for all of my dad's exes, because if they all felt the way that I have felt in the last few months of dealing with this crap, and having this done, I definitely just want to pray for them that they find some peace, because sometimes I worry that I never will. But I do know what I need to do for me. I can't control any of that. So, I gotta go forward. Going forward, I don't want to be one of these 7 signs of friends you need to walk away from, because I don't think I can be eternally optimistic anymore. And then, of course, the last one on this list, by the way, was the relentless pessimist. I might have more of a danger going that way now. You want to know what really cracks me up is I think I'm going to change for the better as I work through this. I think I'm going to get better. And I mean, the sun is shining. It's beautiful out. I'm so proud of where we've made it. I have all this great life in front of me. I think it's going to get even better when I have a job, so I'm not stuck thinking about things. But the more that goes by and every day that goes by, I absolutely know I'm going to forget him more and more and more and more and more. And that said, forget, not forgive, just so I was clear, chat. Because he's not worth it. He was never good enough to be my friend. He thinks that he did things that were helping me out, but he absolutely just, I was a fish on a line. I was nothing more than, just another collectible, in his, sea of chaos. And I don't want to be a part of the sea anymore. And that's the beautiful thing, is I don't give a fuck what his problem with me or whatever he's going to use to justify. I mean, I said it in the last stream, how much it bothers me that I know that, he's playing the victim. Go ahead. Fucking go cry. Go cry, baby. You go cry. You know, like I'm just done. You give him, like I said, the next time I see a grown man in front of me just turn on the waterworks, I'm going to hand him a damn tissue. It's just the way it is. So yeah, like, I don't know, but I know that moving forward, I got to push myself out of my own comfort zone. Today, I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. I'm kind of feeling like, makes me nervous. Like the whole job aspect, re-entering the job world. I mean, to be around people when you have a stress disorder that is literally caused by people, that is the difference between PTSD and CPTSD. Complex PTSD revolves around the relationships that you've built and how they have decimated your soul, okay? Makes it very hard to trust new people or feel safe around new people or trust people in general. I used to be this person who wanted to go out and be social all the time. And I, was an entertainer and whatever, like, I mean, I always had parties and, we used to have people over for basketball games and, Minnesota football games and, like did all this stuff. And the thing that I am struggling, I think the most with is that I don't want to. And then if I interact with somebody who's being nice and whatever, even on a superficial level, it's almost like there's this radar that goes off in my head a little bit that is like, careful, careful, careful. You tend to believe too much in people. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I want that to go away. Like, and the only way it's going to go away is there are like, and I don't mean from a dating perspective, but there are literally thousands of fish in the sea. And I moved to the ocean, which one thing that is so cool about living near the ocean. And I mean, it makes perfect sense, but I did not realize, I did not think about it this way. There are so many artists here. Like the nature is a way to the soul. And artists, there's a reason why they call us starving artists, okay? Because like, people don't pay for art, whether it's writing. I mean, it takes singers a long time. You don't just become a rock star. You don't just become an author. It's not the flip of a switch. It takes a long time of learning and doing things before you find your artistic niche, and the thing is though, those are like-minded people too. Like we have a different flow about, from painters to writers to singers. All of the forms of art have a different flow about them. And so where I've often felt like I'm just so different in the world, down here I feel more like I found my people anyway. Because there are so many. There's tons of photographers that are, they're posting on Facebook and making a life of it, living on the beach and posting their photos. I would like to get to that point. That'd be awesome. But I'm not sure that I have an eye for photography. Photography is not my strong suit. Now, describing a photograph might be more up my alley. But just being around in an area, it's weird because, it's like, this sounds stupid, but even the people who are clearly struggling and like homeless, they're sleeping on the beaches. Some of them might have a car, some of them might only have a tent. But the thing is that they smile. It's like weird, like you, I
mean, not really. It's the beach.
Yeah, it's a beach. It's the beach. It's the beach because if you're going to struggle in life, well, who doesn't want to go struggle and be somewhere that feels like a certain level of tropical paradise, And it's like, so, I mean, yeah, like where we're at to very, very rarely do we actually run into angry, hasty people, Like people are way more like, yeah, go ahead of me. Or, like I was up at just now when I went up to the store before we started stream. The total had come to like, I think it was $7.04. Okay. And so I handed him $10 or whatever. And I was like, oh, you know what? I think I have the 4 cents or whatever. But all the lady behind me heard me say is, oh, I think I have the 4 cents. She's like, I got you if you need anything. I'm like, no, I was just trying to get an extra $1 back instead of 96 cents. But thank you. Well, it's just like they just go, where'd she even come from? She wasn't behind me a minute ago. But like, it's like this just different, genuine, like go with
money.
Yeah, go with the flow. Well, I mean, it was pennies, but it's like this, like, I don't know. It's like the people that we live around are way, I mean, I loved meeting our neighbors. That's like my favorite thing ever. But like, it's just like, you know, I don't know. There's a different energy down here, you know? So even when things are bad, you know, like I'm just so thankful that we made the change and that, you know, because I could have just been too scared and I could have let my codependency win and I could have stayed in bad situations. I mean, I was looking at moving back to Alabama. You know, I was looking at staying up in, you know, San Antonio. I hate San Antonio. I'm sorry. I loved it for years, you guys, but it's grown into something else. I'm not trying to throw hate on San Antonians by any way, shape, or form, but like, I literally don't want to ever go back there again. Like, you know, so I don't know. It's just a different way of life down here. And I think I get sometimes a little bit over anxious because it's going to be all like when you guys move and whatever. It's going to be different for me, but I'm kind of excited to be forced to not be distracted by, you know, just the family management side of things, you know, and be a little bit more forced to, well, focus on myself, just myself, and make sure that, you know, like, because it's really hard. I can't tell you how many times over these years of being a parent where I'm like, well, we're not going to go do that because I can't do it for everybody. You know, it's like so strange because I know how much BK would love to go to this concert, right? But LP is my little music buff, right? And I actually think LP will really like this music. Like, this is up his alley, definitely. I mean, I think BK would too. BK, it's in the same line of, you know, but the thing is that like having the, okay, well, I'm just going to take LP because that's all I can afford to do. And if I couldn't afford to take him, I'd go by myself. And the fact that I would do that, even though, okay, like, I know that it would also upset other people in the world because, you know, insecurities and all these things, it doesn't matter. I'm living my life and either people are going to get in line with it or they're going to get the fuck out of it. It's just that simple. And I have always been I take my responsibilities seriously. My last responsibility truly, besides making sure that I take good care of myself, is making sure that LP like gets raised the way he needs to be finished being brought up and everything. And quite frankly, he's always had the baby protection because he's my baby, you know? But it's like feeling like being able to make those choices. And even though, I mean, it's going to be so emotional, I'm going to miss you. I mean, I'm going to miss you, you know? Like, you've been such a rock for me for these last 2 years. Well, you've been, IG, I don't even think I would have survived these last 2 years without you. But it's not your job. It's not your job to make sure your mom survives, bro. Like, I need to be able to do it on my own, you know? And you need a break. And so, you know, I can be scared that I might not be able to do it alone or just put my big girl panties on and try to do it alone. And that's what I need to do, you know? And so I do know that until I master this, until I feel really confident in the level of independence that I truly have a goal to exert, well, until that happens, I guess I'm not even going to really truly know who I am anymore, you know, because I'm changing and I'm growing and I'm going to learn from my past mistakes and I'm going to learn from the things that I've done wrong and I'm going to learn from how people have treated me and I'm not going to make the same mistakes again if I can help it. And I'm going to push myself to try to be, you know, better and healthier, you know, and even if it's not what I want in a moment. You know, of course, I feel more comfortable having complete, you know, having my quote unquote, I guess it comes down to like control, really, is like, okay, I know my kids are okay, so I can be okay. That's what it's always been. Your kids are supposed to move away. You know, that's kind of the idea. You're supposed to raise them so they can be self-sufficient, not need to live in your house for the rest of your life. You know, what better way for y'all to learn than to go do it? And believe me, you'll be basically living alone because don't expect a whole lot of parenting from the other side. So, you know, but I'm just saying, like, you're going to learn to be away from me, which has been there to tend to all your needs and everything. And what am I going to tend to when I'm not able to be focused on everybody else's needs? I mean, in the course of a day, my brain goes through, did BK get this? Did LP, does he need this? What does, you know, Parker need food? Because he's so specific on it. Like, I don't get quiet time or self-time or me time, you know? And I think that's kind of why I really was like so frequenting the beach until Daisy, died. Logan, are you in chat? Okay, that's right, your phone's dead. IG, are you on Twitch? I need a mod.
Yep, my God.
All right. I just need a mod. But anyways, like, I think that I really was using the beach at first just to ignore my problems, because it's where it felt like I didn't have to pay attention to anything else, What in the world did I just get? It's gone on here. Okay, sorry, chat.
I got it.
Okay, IG got it. No, and then I got a text message I got to take care of, and just whatever. Anyways, moving along. But yeah, I don't know what I was saying now because I got distracted by real life because, yes, I have to manage so much. Tell you one thing.
You were at the point where you were saying how it would be so nice if you didn't get distracted by real life.
It's a lot of pressure to have to be the one to like manage all the finances, manage the whole family, understand everybody because most of our family has special needs. Like, literally why I've been in therapy for 10 years is to learn how to try to take care of myself, but I don't think I was doing the best job I could have done. And then when I couldn't take care of myself, I had not raised my family or helped my family grow in a prosperous manner that allowed them to be able to be the rock I needed because I was too busy caring for them all along that they didn't learn necessary things that they are capable of learning along the way. And I think that it is a habit I will not be able to easily break. And I think that what I need to do is I need to get away from it in order to break it. And because I don't think you're going to put me in a house with children I love and have me be strong enough from the get to be able to choose me when I need to, or be able to put up the kind of boundaries that I might need in order to protect my mental health. I don't believe so. And since 3/4 of those children are legally adults, it is not my job to do so anymore. And that is crazy to come out of my mouth. Like, that is crazy. I'm not saying that my responsibilities as a parent are done. All I'm saying is I never would have believed that I would be a person to say the kids gotta go. But it's what's best for them. And it's what's best for me. And I mean, I'm not like, get the fuck out, like we have a plan. It's a plan that we're all working together to execute. And I think that it is imperative that it happen for all of us to be our best people. And which is kind of funny because on one side, all this time that I've been claiming that I was trying to do, was I really doing everything for you kids? Was I really doing everything for the family, or was I doing what made me feel the best about me? Was my actions as a mother and a wife, were those the things that, did I think that I was doing it because it made me feel good? This is a big question. This is why I had to go round and round with my psychiatrist about maybe I have narcissistic tendencies myself. Because am I really just doing it for me? To feed my, well, I mean, I think there's a certain level where we all turn around and we want to, we are doing things so that we ourselves feel the most productive, confident, and good about ourselves. For me, trying to create a loving, stable family atmosphere with proper emotional support and learning how healthy behaviors affect things and keeping a certain level of peace. I mean, I kind of went overboard with all of it, but looking back now, it's like, if I truly was doing it just selflessly, then why did I get so upset when somebody couldn't do it back for me? Because that's not selfless. That means that I expected people to love me the way that I was loving them. And that's the truth. That's the cold hard truth. I may not have wanted to look at it like that before, but so here's what I did. I turned around and I gave all my love and energy to our family and my friend. When family and friends were incapable of returning that, it upset me. Why? They never signed on for that. Just because I put myself completely into it, didn't mean they owed me anything. Didn't mean that I should expect anything from them.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay. I hope everything's okay. Can you go check on IG? Well, here we go. Here we go, chat. This is going to be where it goes. Now I'm like, now what if I didn't live here and I didn't know and I couldn't just check on him? Gonna have to be tough shit. It's gonna have to be the way it is. I can't imagine. It's gonna be really hard. That whole birdies fly in the nest thing might be really rough on me too. We'll see how I handle it, but it needs to happen. It needs to happen.
Swear to God, I just heard thunder.
Oh, you might have.
Well, it's fucking clear blue skies outside, so
I
that's
know.
some weird-ass.
Yes, might be heat thunder, but we're supposed to get, we have like a 50% chance of thunderstorms this afternoon, and it's already noon. So our beautiful sunny day is about to have a little dose of water and then move on. So, from what I understand. So, anyhow, though, yeah. So as I was saying, like, I was like, is that why you got up to check the sky?
Yeah, and just because.
Okay. Well, according to my computer, it's 87 degrees and mostly sunny.
Well, I don't care what your computer says. Your computer's
No, my computer might be lying because you should see the cloud. Wow, those clouds are gorgeous. Logan, look at those. Oh my gosh. Okay, there are some storm clouds rolling in too. I love how the clouds layer down here. Like you get the fluffy, like Super Mario RPG Mallow World clouds, you know?
Nimbus?
Yeah, the Nimbus. It is. That's what they're called, though. That's the name of the cloud. Okay.
No, I thought they were.
I was talking to Logan. God. But then they turn around, and then you've got like the what are they? Stratus clouds? Is that what they are? Are those? Is that what you call the ones that are? Because they're just like in layers. It looks like you've got different Photoshop pages of clouds that are just like bloop 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 moving. Whatever. Yeah, no, we got some rain clouds coming in. It'll be fine, I'm sure. Except for now, I can't even see my stream screen anymore because I looked outside and it is so sunny and bright and beautiful. Even though there are all those clouds, I'm flashbanged. It's like this
flashbang too. Yeah,
I can't see. There's spots. So, all right, chat. So my plan, I gotta get going because it's already noon, and I'm gonna actually get this one uploaded over onto YouTube. Hopefully, if Premiere Pro doesn't give me a freaking problem as it usually does.
Problem?
Yeah.
That's funny that you say that.
We're going to be leaving Mondays on, Mondays is going to be only available on Twitch just because it's too dark for the audiences on YouTube. I kind of let a lot of my emotions out. And you know what? I've been through some shit, so it can get pretty fucking ugly. Oh, that is one thing I was going to say. I read something really beautiful this morning. You want to hear it? Oh, let me find it again. I'll share this with you because I read this and it was like, sometimes I don't think I do justice. Like, even though I'm a writer, I should sit down and write my thoughts more probably. But just sometimes I just don't even have time for that. And my brain goes so fast, I can't even do it right, you know? So anyways, I was reading this thing, different things about how, why is that popping? That's weird. Where is it? This is what I read. Some days healing looks like anger or silence or tears at 2 a.m. It's messy, nonlinear, exhausting, but that doesn't mean it's not working. You're clearing space, breaking patterns, reclaiming your voice, and that's the work. Even when it hurts, it's a sign that you're shedding what no longer fits. Don't mistake the discomfort for failure. That is what growing through it feels like. Stay with it because it's worth it. I thought that was a really great, that it was by Journey of Self-Love on Facebook. That's been the hardest thing for me to learn. Honestly, like I've always really been proud of myself, but there's a difference in being proud of yourself and loving yourself. And I have never been willing to love myself as much as I love others. I just haven't. And that is the biggest thing I am working to change. And some days are easier than others. Yesterday with my health and just memories sometimes. Sometimes memories are hard. You know, occasionally I still have flashbacks, and last night I had nightmares. It is crazy to me that what used to be constituted as good memories now, though, have become horrifying nightmares. It's crazy to me because you know what I actually dreamt about is a very specific Halloween. And it was like, but it's like in my dreams, it has changed to be more of a like hindsight kind of scenario, you know? Mm-hmm. But then I wake up and it's kind of like dreaming about people you've lost, you know, people that are dead. You know, like you have that moment where you go back to a place in your time in your brain where things were better and good, maybe. And then, but even in my dreams, they end up shattering at the end because I'm sure it's very telling for like everything that we've lost and whatever, you know, like that's just where it goes. But yeah, it was the year you guys were the Avengers that year. But yeah, no, and now it's like, it's all ruined. It's all ruined. Like I look back now and there's no good memories of it, you know, which is why we need to go forward and we need to make new memories, you know? I don't like having nightmares. I don't like having those kind of things. I just need to clear space, make room for new things that matter. So that's what I'm working on, chat. And today I'm clearing space, making room for jobs and future plans that will hopefully, you know, lead me to a better place in my mind. And one thing I am very thankful for, and I will say this before we go, is the anger is subsiding. Like, I felt so hurt and angry for so long after all of this. I didn't think I'd get through it. And then that's why I was talking about forgiveness versus acceptance. I think me choosing to accept that this is just what it was is way better because it's letting my anger go. Like, I'm no longer, it doesn't hurt like it did. Now it sometimes just pisses me off, which quite honestly, I'd rather get pissed off than be hurt. I don't know about anybody else, but it's much easier to feel angry than it is to feel sad anyway. But what I'd like to do is not be emotionally inflicted on it at all. So that's the ultimate goal, to move on, live life, and act like that past is nothing more than a lesson to be learned, and the future can be so much brighter. So that's the plan, and that's just going to be another thing today. So, but chat, if I disappear and I don't do a daily podcast, just know it's most likely because I am tending to my own, most of the time, mental, like I just need to take care of myself mentally. And for once yesterday, I just didn't feel like talking. Imagine. I know. It's shocking. I'm supposed to be doing 20-minute fucking
Mark it on
streams.
your calendars.
I'm supposed to be doing 20-minute streams and we still hit an hour almost every time. So yeah. So, and also, if you're watching us over on YouTube, holy crap, you guys were averaging 1,000 views a day on YouTube. You all are rock stars. So I'm supposed to say, here's the deal. I'm supposed to say, subscribe, please, because if I don't, apparently people won't. So if you'd please subscribe, because that's crazy. We've already, like, the analytics can't even keep up with me. I get the achievements from vidIQ. It's like, you reached 12,000 views. And then meanwhile, we're on 14.4 already. Like, vidIQ can't even keep up with the amount of views YouTube is getting. And I love that. So thank you there on YouTube. And if you're over here on Twitch, make sure that you give us a follow because the schedule is not set in cement. I go live when I'm ready to go live. Those are just the times that I've been told my audience is most likely online. So I'm going to try to shoot for those, but I can't live that rigidly planned. I'm kind of a go with the flow kind of girl. So, you know, so now I'm going to have to get off of here and I have to go learn what fuel injectors are, how they may affect my Jeep, and why she's tapping underneath my feet so that I can, you know, not be like, you know, that person that walks into the mechanic and is like, well, it goes round, you know, whatever. And actually say, here are the plausible scenarios that I believe you could use for your diagnostics. And in order to do that, I have to learn something about engines and, well, Jeeps, my Jeep, specifically my Jeep. I'm going to learn. I'm going to go and learn what every little piece of it does. I'm going to pull up I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know. I really don't. So it's crazy, but I'm gonna do it. And then when I learn it all, we're gonna fix something on Daisy, and I am definitely putting the jumpsuit on and the pigtails, and we're gonna make a whole video on it. Watch me. I'm gonna be able to crawl underneath my Jeep. Although, I mean, I did almost kind of get under the Jeep at HEB parking lot yesterday. This is just like a monumental life. Like I just had to make sure that nothing was like, so I could hear something rattling. I want to make sure that I wasn't gonna rip it off if I kept driving. But let me just tell you, the sight of me underneath a vehicle, now that is something I never thought I'd see. I even said yesterday, I was talking to her, I was like, I am supposed to be at a point in my life where I have enough money to pay other people to do this. But I don't. But I'm not. I lost it all helping other people. So now I got to help myself, right, chat? Right? Isn't that it? Isn't that what I'm saying? Nobody's going to help me. I got to help myself. So that means I got to go learn how to be. Is grace monkey a derogatory term? Because I'm unsure.
I really wouldn't know, but I don't think so.
Okay. well, I don't want to offend anything or anybody. I mean, like, maybe I'll be that. Anyhow, all right, chat. I got to go get started on my day. Thank you again to all of you for tuning in and hanging out with us. Hopefully, we're going to get to a point, because yesterday was not a great day for me, so I didn't go live a whole lot of life and don't have a whole lot of things to talk about. But hopefully I will have some news for you tomorrow. Let's wish me luck on my application process and my mechanics course that I'm apparently going to have to take so I can appropriately communicate and learn new languages. Anybody has anything to somebody wants to teach me how to, or tell me a great resource for learning about my Jeep so that, I could take proper care of it and, help her live forever. Please just go ahead and leave me a comment and tell me what to do. Where's the best resources? There's a Jeep app, but she's a 2002, so it ain't going to work for me. I can't remote start my vehicle. She's old. So I need classic. I think she is considered a classic, actually, now.
Classic.
Yeah, I need classic ways. Like, can I go be an apprentice somewhere? Imagine. No, but seriously. I used to know this really great mechanic. He passed away. But if he was around now, I bet he would teach me everything I needed to know. I wish I had been smarter while he was around and let him teach me instead of just being like, all right, you got this, I'm out of here, and go take off with my friends in their car while he'd fix mine. And I should have stuck in his garage and learned a thing or two about, four-wheel drive and 4x4s, and then maybe I'd know something about mine. Hello, my name is AndromedaSiren, and I am an abusive Jeep owner because I don't know how to properly take care of her. And I bought a beautiful machine that I know nothing about, but I'm willing to learn. So if anybody has tips for that, I'm finally ready to crawl underneath the Jeep and get down and dirty. I just need to learn what to do. All right, chat. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday. Wow, I was going to say happy hump day, but following what I just said, that probably wasn't going to age well.
God. End the stream. Hurry up and end the stream.
Okay, we're ending the stream. All right, nobody wants to be here. Bye, guys.